Welcome to MindTier Learning, where we make GCSE learning and revision simple. If you find this video helpful, please like and subscribe to help us make more useful lessons. Welcome to MindTier Learning. In today's GCSE Maths lesson, we're looking at index notation in algebra. Index notation is all about powers, such as squared, cubed, and higher powers. These appear throughout algebra, so it is really important to understand what they mean and how to use them correctly. We'll also learn some key laws of indices, including what happens when we multiply, divide, use zero powers, and use negative powers. Before we begin, remember to like this video, subscribe to MindTier Learning, and follow along carefully. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to recap substitution and BIDMAS in algebra. You will also be able to simplify algebraic terms involving squares, cubes, and higher powers. We'll practice using the multiplication and division laws for indices. Finally, we'll look at the meaning of zero indices and negative indices. These ideas are important because index notation helps us write repeated multiplication in a shorter, clearer way. Let's begin with the key vocabulary. The base is the main number or variable being multiplied by itself. The index, or exponent, is the small number written above the base. It tells us how many times to multiply the base by itself. For example, in x cubed, x is the base, and 3 is the index. Expansion means writing the term out in full. So x cubed means x times x times x. Before we move into index laws, let's recap substitution and BIDMAS. Question 1. If x equals 3, what is the value of 2x squared? Question 2. If a equals negative 2, what is the value of a squared? Question 3. Evaluate 5 plus 2 times 3 squared. Pause the video and try these before we check the answers. Remember, BIDMAS tells us the order of operations: brackets, indices, division and multiplication, then addition and subtraction. Let's check the answers. For question 1, x equals 3, so 2x squared becomes 2 times 3 squared. We do the index first, so 3 squared is 9. Then 2 times 9 is 18. For question 2, a equals negative 2. Negative 2 squared is negative 2 times negative 2, which equals positive 4. For question 3, we calculate the index first. 3 squared is 9. Then 2 times 9 is 18. Finally, 5 plus 18 equals 23. So the answers are 18, 4, and 23. Why do we use indices? Indices help us write repeated multiplication quickly. Instead of writing y times y, we can write y squared. Instead of writing y times y times y, we can write y cubed. This saves space and makes algebra much easier to read. But there is an important rule. The index only applies to the term immediately to its left, unless brackets are used. So 2x squared means 2 times x squared. But bracket 2, x bracket squared means 2x times 2x. Those are not the same thing. When simplifying with indices, we need to group like bases and multiply coefficients normally. Let's look at the first example. 3a times 2a squared. First, multiply the coefficients. 3 times 2 equals 6. Then, deal with the variables. A times a squared means a to the power of 3. So the final answer is 6a cubed. Now look at bracket 2b bracket cubed. This means 2b times 2b times 2b. So we cube both parts. 2 cubed is 8, and b cubed stays b cubed. The final answer is 8b cubed. Let's check your progress. What is the simplified form of 4x squared times 3x? Is it, number 1, 7x cubed, number 2, 12x squared, number 3, 12x cubed, number 4, 7x squared? Pause the video and work it out carefully. Remember to multiply the coefficients and then combine the powers of x. The correct answer is 12x cubed. Here's why. First, multiply the coefficients. 4 times 3 equals 12. Then, combine the x terms. X squared times x means x squared times x to the power of 1. So, we add the powers. 2 plus 1 equals 3. That gives us 12x cubed. Now, let's look at the multiplication law for indices. When multiplying terms with the same base, we add the indices. The general rule is x to the power of a times x to the power of b equals x to the power of a plus b. This works because we are counting the total number of times the base is multiplied. For example, y to the power of 4 times y to the power of 3 equals y to the power of 7. That is because we have 4 y's multiplied together, then 3 more y's multiplied together, giving 7 y's in total. Now, let's look at the division law. When dividing terms with the same base, we subtract the indices. The general rule is x to the power of a divided by x to the power of b equals x to the power of a minus b. For example, p to the power of 6 divided by p squared equals p to the power of 4. That is because 6 minus 2 equals 4. You can think of this as cancelling matching variables from the top and bottom of a fraction. Let's apply those laws. To simplify m to the power of 5 times m cubed, do we add, subtract, multiply, or divide the indices? And to simplify k to the power of 10 divided by k squared, do we add, subtract, multiply, or divide the indices? Use the word bank to complete the sentence. Pause the video and try it before checking the answer. The answer is, to simplify m to the power of 5 times m cubed, we add the indices to get m to the power of 8. To simplify k to the power of 10 divided by k squared, we subtract the indices to get k to the power of 8. So remember, when multiplying with the same base, add the powers. When dividing with the same base, subtract the powers. Now let's look at zero powers. What happens if we divide a term by itself? For example, x cubed divided by x cubed. Using the division law, we subtract the powers. 3 minus 3 equals 0. So we get x to the power of 0. But we also know that anything divided by itself equals 1. So x to the power of 0 equals 1. This rule applies to any base except 0. Even 1,000,000 to the power of 0 equals 1. Negative indices can look confusing at first, but the main idea is simple. A negative index means a reciprocal. That means the base moves to the bottom of a fraction. So x to the power of negative n equals 1 over x to the power of n. For example, 2 cubed is 8. 2 squared is 4. 2 to the power of 1 is 2. 2 to the power of 0 is 1. Each time the power goes down by 1, we divide by 2. So 2 to the power of negative 1 would be 1/2, and 2 to the power of negative 2 would be 1/4. Now let's try a critical thinking challenge. A student says that 3x to the power of negative 2 is the same as 1 over 3x squared. Are they correct? Pause the video and think carefully. The key question is, what does the negative 2 apply to? Does it apply to the x only, or to the whole 3x? The student is incorrect. The -2 applies only to x, not to the coefficient 3. So 3x to the power of -2 means 3 times x to the power of -2. And x to the power of -2 means 1 over x squared. So the correct form is 3 over x squared. For the student's answer to be correct, the expression would need brackets. Bracket 3 x bracket to the power of -2 would mean 1 over bracket 3 x bracket squared. So brackets make a big difference. Let's finish with a quick review of the 4 golden rules of indices. When multiplying terms with the same base, add the powers. When dividing terms with the same base, subtract the bottom power from the top power. Any base to the power of 0 is 1, as long as the base is not 0. A negative power means a reciprocal, so the base moves into the denominator of a fraction. These rules will help you simplify algebraic expressions involving indices. That's the end of today's lesson on index notation in algebra. You should now understand bases, indices, expansion, multiplication laws, division laws, zero powers, and negative powers. Remember, indices are just a shorthand for repeated multiplication. If this lesson helped, please like the video, subscribe to MindTier Learning, and watch the next GCSE Maths lesson to keep building your algebra confidence.